Be encountering snow if you go on a through hike of the Appalachian Trail. There's really no way to avoid it. So at one point, you're going to have to get used to the snow a little bit. So get out there and log some miles on the snow. The footing is different. It's different on your hips, your knees, your ankles, everything. So the only way to train for it is to get out there and walk on it. So we had about 18 inches of snow on the last snowstorm here, and less than a week before that we had another snowstorm and we lost power for a few days. So that's why I haven't had any videos up. I'm going to get into some leg work later, and when I'm back in the gym, and we'll show you some basic leg exercises. But this is about the best way to train for it. Get out there and do it. So we'll see you later. So when we're out on the trail, we need to have the endurance in our legs built up. We need to have some strength built up in our legs. Best way to do this is by getting that time in on the trail, on the different terrains, on the hills, wearing your pack, having the weight. But if you're in the gym and you want to build some strength, one of the best all-around leg exercises is a body weight squat. Okay, for the body weight squat, I just want to point out a couple of things that you should watch out for. When you're doing your squat, think about sitting down on a chair. So you want to push the butt back as you go down so that your knees are not traveling past the front of the foot at the bottom. That puts a little bit of an undue stress on the knee. So we push the butt back and we load the heels. The weight is on the heels and not on the toes. Your heels should stay down on the ground. So for hiking, for through hiking, you're going to have that endurance as well as the strength. So you want to do high repetitions of these. If you can do multiple sets of the squat, the body weight squat during the day, try to get at least 3 days of that in. So in the morning, do 2 sets of 20 squats. Do it in the afternoon, do 2 sets of 20 squats. And in the evening, do 2 sets of 20 squats. That's going to build. And then give yourself a day's rest in between these leg workouts so that the muscles can rebuild and get stronger. Natural progression to go from the body weight squat is to add a couple of dumbbells. You can use dumbbells. If you don't have any dumbbells, just use a bucket with some weight in it, like some sand or anything like that. Some milk jugs filled with water. Anything to add some body weight. Have your pack on, do that. And that's going to help you as well. So again, you could just do regular squat, pushing that butt back as you go down, staying on the heels of the foot, go down to approximately a 90-degree angle on the knee, and up. When you come up, don't lock out the knees, okay? Keep the tension on the muscles, not on the joint. So we can do that by just holding a couple weights. Again, gallons of milk in the water in the hands, that's 8 pounds a piece, each gallon, so that's 16 pounds. That's some help. Throw your backpack on when you're going to do it. Get used to that backpack being on your back for all types of activities. Okay, so that's number 1 is the squat. All right, multiple reps of that, multiple sets during the course of the day. We can also go into another body weight exercise for the legs, and it's just simply a lunge, okay? We can do a forward lunge. Extend that front leg forward. Drop that back knee down to the ground, keeping the upper body nice and straight. And you're just going to go down, keeping the shin bone, the tibia straight up and down. Okay, keep that straight up and down. Take it down so your back knee just about touches the ground. Don't bump the knee into the ground because it's going to hurt. So you can do that on both legs. Again, multiple high rep sets of that. It's going to be fantastic for the leg strength because you're basically doing most of your body weight on the one leg. And make sure, of course, that you do both legs. So that's the forward lunge. You can do a rear stepping lunge. Step back, step in, step back, step in, and then to pull the hip flexor into it. When you come forward, bring that knee up and give it a little kick. All right, and just pump it out like that. That's going to work the hip flexor as well as the thigh and the glutes. Also, we can add in a side lunge. Side lunge can be done simply as stated. Stretch, step it out to the side, and go down. You can do that into a side-stepping squat or a side-stepping lunge by leaving the trailing leg a little bit straighter and working the adductors on the inside and the movement to the outside is going to work the abductor in the hip. Very important. I noticed when I was starting to train for my hike and working with the pack on and going out there and getting the miles, I really noticed the hips were getting a lot of fatigue, the hip flexors, the abductors and the adductors. So the side lunge is fantastic. One of the most important exercises you can do is calf raises, okay? If you don't have a step, this is a step that I have in my gym, which is great for this, but you can just use one of your stairs at home. Any little step, just so that you can get a good stretch at the bottom. Hang your heels off the bottom of the step and go up on the toes as high as you can. Working to improve to the point where you can do it without holding on. That works your balance and your joint stability as well. So the calf raises, very high repetitions on those. Body weight calf raises, you can do sets of 30, sets of, even work your way up to 40. Really get that burn going in the calves. Build up the ankle strength and the calf strength. All of these exercises can be done with additional weight. Okay, the lunge, the squat, the side lunge, the forward lunge, the back lunge, by holding some additional weight, wearing your backpack, and the calf raises likewise. Just add some extra weight, or double the weight that you're doing on the calf by just doing a one-legged calf raise. Okay, so now you're doing your whole body weight with one leg. Great exercises. All of those are fantastic. I do recommend doing them at least 3 days a week, and get your miles in on the trail. First priority. Thanks a lot.